the volume.
Turn up the volume.
You've arrived at the destination for all things Kentucky. This is the Bleed Blue Network Podcast.
You know, Dave, it was your call to set this up. We've got a future Kentucky Wildcat football player joining us tonight. I had to figure out what was the right name for this sect because I think we're on to something as far as bringing potential guests, recruits. We've got people that can help us do that. So the official segment is called ROS-tr, R-O-S, emphasis R-O-S, round a shot.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So that's what it is. Dave, how did you figure this out? What'd you
Well, you know, I was lucky enough where he was already following me on Twitter. And then, you know, I watched his recruitment there for a while, you know, hoping we'd get him because, you know, one thing we take pride in football is the trenches, you know what I mean? And once we got him and I seen there was official commitment, you know, I kind of got right in them DMs pretty early and be like, hey, you know, it's going to be that time of the year for us. So we would love to have you on as a guest. Super awesome young man, and we got him worked out, and here he is. So
we got him worked out. Let's do this. Let me put my right graphic on because I did spend. I got to pull it on because I spent enough time on it. Elijah Brown. Elijah, welcome. How are you tonight?
Doing good. How are y'all?
Yeah, blessed.
Good stuff. Davo, ball's yours. Let's get this started.
I appreciate it. This is your first time letting me start off talking, so I'm not too super used to that, right? Elijah, man, first of all, like I said, bro, super appreciated. Now you're actually live in front of what we believe to be the best fans in the country. You know what I mean? The Big Blue Nation. This was just an opportunity, you know, for them to be able to put a face with a name, you know, and learn about, you know, big signing, literally, you know, like I said before the show started, you know, the Big Blue Nation, we firmly believe that the trenches wins games, you know, the Big Blue Wall, you know, playing for Coach Stewart, you know, on the D-line. Like there's been some names come through those lines, you know what I mean? There's some guys in the league now who's came through those lines, man. So like I said, man, we're super appreciated to have you on here. Basically, I'm just going to ask you, you know, just a few softball questions, Kevin.
Come on.
And like I said, man, and just to kind of get you introduced to the Big Blue Nation, just so they know, you know what I mean, kind of learn your personality and all that kind of stuff. So are we ready? You got it ready to go? All right, bro. Listen, no pressure, okay? Easy stuff, you know what I'm saying? So can you just kind of tell us, you know what I mean, like when you really started, you know, taking football seriously, like when did you know that like you was ready to take it to the next level?
Towards my freshman year, my coach talked to me, said I need to take it serious. Got my first offer during that time, and I thought this is really what I need to do, and it's something I could do in my future.
Right. I hear you. I feel you on that. That's awesome. So can you tell us, like, did you have like a complete final list? You got like a top 3 schools that you had, including Kentucky?
Yes, sir. It was.
So who was that?
It was Oklahoma, Kentucky, and Auburn.
Nice.
All down SEC. Okay.
Yeah, shut down some SEC foes because we're going to see both of them coming up this year. Yeah, for sure.
Everybody ask, are they on the schedule? They both are.
Yeah, they both are. Yep. I believe we go to Norman, and I think we go Auburn comes.
Yeah.
So can you just kind of talk about, obviously, you know, we heard Will Stein, you know, Coach Stein talk about himself a lot, which is good because he's selling himself. So could you talk about, you know, what really sold you, you know, to Kentucky? You know, we hear about how Coach Stein is all about family, like literally, like you see his kids, the coaching staff's kids running around and stuff. But can you talk about, you know, what actually sold you on coming to Kentucky?
When I went there, man, it was amazing. You know, they really deep about treating each other like family. They treat the teammates like family. and everybody is one. And I really love to go to a school like that.
Yeah.
So threw me in right there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like I said, Coach Stein seems to be, he's all about that. You know what I mean? He's always says he's that kind of guy that like you can literally just come and talk to, as a friend. You know what I mean? Not just as a coach. And that's awesome. And as I said, your coach on the D line, Anwar Stewart, right? Like he played for you. Okay, he said that he bleeds blue. So he takes that super seriously. You know what I mean? So that's going to be an excellent guy. For you to learn from in the future for sure. I love Coach Anwar. All right, and so obviously, I believe there's a show about your hometown. Welcome to Prattville. Is that right? Am I saying that right?
Yes, sir.
There may be a show about that. Yeah, my wife used to love that show like to death. She always used to watch that. So Kenya, I know is it considered like a smaller city in Alabama? Is it kind of bigger?
Kind of like middle. Not too big.
Yeah, because we all know how it is down there in the South.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We know football down there is no joke. So, all right, cool, man. Well, so basically, like the last question I have, and this is probably the hardest hitting question I got for you, right? Can you kind of tell the BBN, like what they got coming? Like what kind of dog they got coming on that D line? What can they expect?
They got a big dog coming, man. They got they got somebody that's gonna stop that run, man. I'm coming.
All right, that's what's up. Because that SEC is that run game league, man. You know what I mean? They got them downhill runners. So yeah, man. But look, man, hey, I appreciate it. That's what I have for you. Like I said, bro, like this was just an opportunity to get you out in front of the Big Blue Nation. I'm kind of done running my mouth. I know we got a couple guys that may want to say something to you. So I appreciate you, bro. Good luck on your season coming up. I know you're probably in spring practice right now. Yeah, so man, keep grinding, bro, and we're gonna see you here real soon for sure.
All right, we'll keep the table going. TB, next up, what you got?
Well, Ajay, are you excited? I know you talked a little bit about your recruitment process. Was it fun? Was it stressful? How was that once those offers started coming in?
It was fun, man. I enjoyed every bit of it. I enjoyed it all, man. I made sure I was blessed through the whole thing, and I'm glad I got to go through it.
Drew, you got something? We'll go round table. Let's just go around.
Awesome. Yeah. What we need is another Brown at Kentucky. So there you go, Kevin.
Yeah.
There you got it. The Brown plug is always in. Yeah. Drew, what you got, man?
Yeah, Brown stick together, man.
I was you guys have done some good job with the questions of football. I kind of ran out of my thing, but who has been the biggest impact for you, helping you throughout life, but also like your influence on your college decision as well? Like who was the biggest influence in helping you choose Kentucky, but also your upbringing in football as well?
My coach, D-line coach, Coach Bush, and my parents, they really helped me greatly through this process, and I'm so thankful for them.
Dave, jump in, man. We'll keep it going.
Well, and your turn to ask a question. Kevin, I asked him 5. You got anything for him?
I do. Thought I'd let the guys, everybody else go.
Yeah.
Give us, you're Alabama, right?
Yes, sir.
Like, deep in, that state, there is the football school. We can say of the SEC, and there's another big football school.
Yeah.
But you left the state. You're leaving the state. Was there any pressure or consideration to stay home?
Not at all. When I committed to Kentucky, I just knew I could trust Coach Will and Coach Stu to take care of me while I'm going out of state. So I really trust them with me being down there.
Let me do one more, guys. With us having a new coach, Coach Stein, that the dynamic, the energy, everything about Kentucky football is like red hot right now. Are you seeing that, feeling that? I mean, you're on social media. You have to be seeing what, Stein is a big guy on social media, but the fan base is very excited right now with what's happening in football. What has been your relationship so far with BBN?
It's been great. We have this group chat. We talk to each other. We communicate occasionally with the coaches. I talk to them about 2 days a week. We stay in touch very, very often.
Good. What you got, TB? Drew, go.
You want a TB?
TB?
Go ahead,
TB's
Drew.
on a delay.
TB. Sometimes I don't know if he's frozen. He just kind of sits there for a second. What's going on?
Yeah, Elijah, I just want to ask, like, from now until the time you get on campus, what are you hoping to improve on and trying to get better to be ready for that college level, potentially as a freshman?
I got to get bigger and stronger. I'm trying to be ready as soon as I get there. Mm-hmm. So I'm just trying to focus on everything, trying to get better at everything because I always can be better at everything. So, yeah.
That's
Do
awesome.
you know? Do you know kind of what position they're looking at? Just kind of that tackle spot.
The nose and the tackle.
Nose and tackle. I know that nose. Yeah, that's a tough position for sure. That is the run stopping position. Yeah, I mean, very important position. Well, Kevin.
On mute. The SEC obviously is, one of the premier conferences, a conference that gets players in the league. It's a very deep conference, a very talent-rich conference. Again, Kentucky is not known as a football school, but this dynamic with Coach Stein and how, with the portal, everything building, a new, basically a new roster each year. Are you chatting it up with your fellow recruits or guys that you want to you would like the opportunity to play with? Get them on board, get them in Lexington.
Yeah, we got this group chat, Snapchat. We talk every day. Make sure we're okay. Just checking on each other every day, talk to each other, building a relationship before we actually go down there to the campus.
That's what's up.
Very cool.
Kevin, you stole my question there. So I'm gonna hit you with the hardest hitting question everybody wants to know. So it's 45 minutes for game time. You're in the locker room. You know what I mean? Everybody's got that one artist, that one song that they listen to get them out right.
That's one of my rapid fire questions. So you just took
you stole one from me, so I had to go on and pick your brain. You know what I mean?
Let's do it.
Elijah, what's that? You know what I mean? What's that? What's that song? Now back in my day, right? It was Wayne. It was Wayne everything, right? So so like what's your go-to?
It got to be any song by Lil Tony or Fat Mac. Any song by them. I'll listen to them before the game. It just gets me ready, man.
Now, Davo, share with him what you do on weekend.
Well, hopefully he doesn't stereotype me like Kyle did. You know what I mean? I'm actually I'm a wedding DJ. That's kind of what I do. Now, see, come on, Elijah, we ain't trying to jump off on the wrong foot. You feel me? That's what I do, man. You know, I get behind there. You know what I mean? I get behind the booth and I throw down. I mean, don't let all this fool you. I mean, I got it. You know what I mean? So my dream job is to one day get to Kroger Field and, you know what I mean, and take over the decks, you know what I mean, and throw down at Kroger Field one day. So you never know.
What's the favorite wedding song?
Man, my favorite wedding song, bro, like it really kind of depends, man. You know what I mean? Like I got all different kind of clients, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can tell you.
We're 19 minutes into the show, and Elijah's already asking the question.
I know. I can tell you. So I got like my favorite group thing I like to do. You know what I mean? And so once like the alcohol gets flowing, you feel me? I like to get them all lined up, and I try to find that one leader because there's always one person who knows his song. You know what I mean? I get them all lined up, and then we start surfing. You know what I mean? We start surfing. And believe it or not, you know, I get them going right and I get them going left.
Oh, no. Go. Wait, pause that. Drew, go back to do what you just did.
Drew,
swag surf.
Come on.
Swag surf, yeah.
All right, just make it.
So that's honestly my favorite thing. Like I said, bro, I mean, I told you kind of I'm getting up there. I'm touching 40. But you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, man, believe it or not, man, even the ones that, you know, I do weddings for, the early 20-somethings, like they're still down with like the 2000 bangers, you know what I mean, the 2005. Because I mean, I ain't trying to hate, you know, man, on the music that you know what I mean, that you mess with right now, but a lot of that is just not good for wedding receptions. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I mean, we kind of hang around right there.
So you're saying that us old folks who want celebrate good times, you don't play that.
Basically, Kevin, what I'm trying to tell you there is we save that for dinner time while the old folks are still hanging around, and then once all the old folks leave, then we turn up a little bit. I don't know where
TB is, but here's a comment, and this is something that is resonating with our fan base. I mean, in this person saying he never thought he'd say this, but I'm so into football right now, and a lot of the fan base is. You are coming in what's the right word? A new era of Kentucky football. Obviously, it's a big deal when you bring in a coach, but not just any coach. You know, the coach we got. I'm in Louisville, Kentucky. I know Davo was right outside of Louisville. You know, Coach Stein is a Louisville kid. The dynamic he brings, his resume is clearly offensively. I mean, what he did at Oregon is just crazy. Putting the stats on the highlight reels and players in the league.
Yeah.
But from a defensive standpoint, are you feeling it with what he's bringing coaching wise? Okay, we got to get him to give like 2-sentence responses.
He's being careful, you know what I mean?
He is, but we are too. We don't want to mess this up for him.
It's all good.
Drew, from no, go ahead, Drew. Just jump in.
No, you go ahead. I was going to say get to the rapid fire if you're ready for it.
Yeah, we're winding it down. All right, we'll go. I've got a few rapid fire, and if, as I'm saying, given these rapid fires, if you all have one to come to mind, let's do it. What is your go-to meal, Elijah?
Probably oxtails and rice. I love African food.
That's so bad. I've never tried oxtails.
No, that is on my bucket. Okay. If you do karaoke, what's that song you're going to get up behind the mic and sing?
Man,
Come on.
probably K Michelle
That's what show right now are you binge watching?
forever.
Okay. If you could go back, and this is a little heavy. If you could go back in time, anywhere in the past, only to observe, where would you go? Anywhere. I'm talking about like you want to go back to the pyramids, the dinosaurs, Fred Flintstone, that whatever. Or if you just want to go back to yesterday, whatever.
Probably back to the dinosaur age.
Now I got to add. That's a follow up. Why then? Why there?
I feel like as if I feel like some stuff that people tell you isn't true. So I would like to go back and look for myself to see if it's the truth.
That's a good answer.
That's a good ass answer.
Damn good answer.
You a dog or cat person?
Dog.
I got 3 of them, and one of them's kind of an asshole. You want one?
I went outside.
All right.
The same way.
The first bad word.
But he is. He's a jerk.
What would be a super strength if you had the ability to have a super strength? Fly, invisibility, sack quarterbacks every play.
Probably to see in the future by 2 seconds.
Oh,
He's smart.
that is a good one.
Yeah.
Young man's smart. All right, I guess last question, Kevin. Go ahead. The most controversial food question you could ever ask.
Maria had it. I'm gonna let her. She gets that last question.
Maria,
do you eat your steak rare, medium? Well, good Lord,
that's a lot.
It's a lot. There's only one right answer. So, what is the answer on your choice of steak?
Medium well.
My man, there we go.
That's fair. I mean, I'm a medium rare.
I used to be a well done, but I've I got made in fun of too much, so I dropped it down to a medium well.
Yeah.
Look at this. Kevin is what the kids call a weirdo. Okay. I guess. Do they? I got kids. Well, my kids have called me worse. All right. So TB he's in Iowa. The internet may not be.
Yeah, got lost in the corn.
Davo, you get the final say because this was your you brought this tonight.
Like I said, bro, I mean, I think we kind of bombarded you with enough random questions, you know what I mean? But like I said, bro, like at the end of the day, man, we appreciate you. We know picking a college is a big choice and a big decision, you know what I mean? And moving so far away from home, I can promise you, man, like the Big Blue Nation got you, like through the good and the bad, bro. Like we got you. Don't worry about it. Like I said, I firmly believe, and everybody's going to watch and believe like we're the best fans in the nation, man. So like we got you, bro. We're going to cheer you on during your final season down at high school, man. Go down there and kill it. And dude, and you know what I'm saying? We're going to see you in Lexington before you know it, bro. So
is there any way we can get him? I mean, are players now wearing like logos on their jerseys? Is that a thing now?
Not yet.
Not yet. So when it is, can we make sure he gets our ROS logo?
Elijah, whenever we get some merch made, we'll send you something down there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll send you something down there.
Appreciate it, Elijah. Wish you the best of luck, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much.
All right, take care, man.
All right.
Thanks, bro.
All right. I think I went well. Did it? Okay.
Our first actual big time guest.
Yeah. Well, hopefully TB will join us. Good stuff from Elijah.
As soon as I mention the jerk dog, he starts barking. So,
How is Cujo tonight?
Man,
Cujo 1, Cujo 2.
He's been wild today, man. We grilled out, so he was going crazy. He kept trying to jump up on the grill while mom's cooking, trying to take hot dogs and burgers off the grill. Yeah, he's a nut.
All right. Yesterday, guys, with the Kentucky spring game. Drew, what was your take and feel and all that good stuff?
Yeah, I wish I was there. Obviously couldn't be there, but I watched a ton of the clips. I thought I liked what I saw. Obviously, you can't take a ton away from the spring game just because it's not, necessarily 100% real football. Obviously, sucks that, there was a little bit of injuries. Coach Stein said there, none of it is like super long term, just some banged up stuff, and they're not going to, take those risks in a spring game. But I thought from what I saw and what I heard, I thought Minchie did some good stuff. I think there were some positives about the offensive line, which we expect. I think there were some good plays from the defense. So, it's hard for me to comment on because I wasn't there and I didn't get to see it all. But from what I saw and heard, it sounded like it was pretty good. And we'll see what happens over they get a little break now and then they'll get into fall camp. And before we know it, Kentucky will be kicking off their first game inside Kroger Field.
Terry's in the circle. He's not supposed to be in the circle.
He'd be in the circle.
Well, you know what? I'm going to leave him in the circle. Where you been, TP?
Internet, man. It's crazy out here in the cornfields. I got to get the children of the corn back on it, man.
Winston.
TB, anything? We were just talking about the spring game yesterday. Any thoughts? Thinking
it's good. I'm glad. I'm glad that we're turning the page. Everybody seems excited about football. Will Stein seems to have hit the ground running and infused the program with some juice, as the kids say. So I feel good about that. But we got to see when the season starts, right? That's the thing. But the vibes are good, as the kids say.
The kids.
It was making me
I don't know.
Holy shit.
Do the kids not say that?
No, I was laughing at Kevin kept switching screens over.
I'm just playing here at this point. I'm just playing.
I was laughing at Davo. I was laughing at Davo trying not to laugh.
All right. Well, I think it's exciting.
Yeah.
Will Stein, the signings, there's juice, right? But eventually you're gonna have to play these games. So we'll go from there. But signing great folks like Elijah, getting another Brown on campus is fantastic. So we're trending in the right direction, I would say, in my expert opinion.
All right, there we go. That looks a little more conventional. All right, Davo, I guess, the next segment we got or scheduled to have is the Kentucky Banner Boys, who have made kind of a noise.
We got them connected yet?
They're not here yet. So let's talk. There you go. Drew, what can you tell us about any of the football recruiting updates?
Yeah, I think obviously this past Thursday, Kentucky flipped a tight end, Tank Proctor from Auburn. He was originally committed there to Auburn. He's per on 3. He's a 3-star, number 554 nationally, number 31 tight end. So I think that was a pretty good commitment, obviously. And then Tristan Hughes, a 4-star safety, ranked 373 nationally, 33rd safety, committed yesterday. Actually, I believe he was at the spring game as well. So he committed to the staff. And then obviously we had Elijah on as well. He's a huge time, D tackle commit as well. And then last Sunday, I don't know if we covered it or not, but Jake Nalrot, 4-star quarterback, number 32 nationally recruit, who is the number 2 nationally ranked quarterback in the country, is committed. Huge recruiting win there. So I think, we're seeing it really over the last few weeks. Kentucky's closing the deal on some football players. Hopefully they continue to keep going it. And I'll just keep referencing it every week. Like I say, this is that time of the year where commitments start to kind of pop. Guys start to get committed before the year. Staffs are able to put a lot more effort into time into closing recruitments down. So, just those guys I mentioned were some of the highly caliber players. Kentucky's up in the top 10, I believe, in national recruiting rankings for next season so far. And they're not done or not going to be done anytime soon. So they're going to keep recruiting a lot of high level players, and we'll see who wants to join on board for Will Stein's first official high school recruiting class.
Yeah, we touched on with Elijah. The football scene right now is just crazy, and it should be. With a new coach, that energy, that pedigree that he brings to us. Right now, as far as our recruits, we're like top 10 nationally, not just SEC, nationally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and whenever we talk about the spring game, right, I know there was kind of some chatter back and forth between the dudes down 64 and us whenever it talks about the spring game attendance. Okay, they had a beautiful day on Friday for their annual red and white game, and they had like 12 people there. You know what I mean? And then they want to try to blast our spring game attendance in a stadium that only could be used half of because the other side's being renovated. And it was 11 o'clock in the morning, and there was a threat of rain and storms. You know, I think they showed out really good. You know what I mean? So
This is what I say to This is what I say to that, Dave-O. There was a Louisville only store that sold Louisville only apparel on Shelbyville Road across from the Oxmoor Mall. They had to close it and then make it half and half. A Louisville only apparel store could not stay open in the city of Louisville without also selling Kentucky apparel. So that's always my trump card when it talks about, who's supporting who.
They won't admit, but they know damn good and well it's 50-50 in Louisville. They know this, and they won't admit that.
It's probably more than that. Because I've seen Kentucky stuff in places that were diehard Louisville areas when I was a kid. So there you go.
All right. Dave, I'll just text you to see if there's anything you can do to see if the Banner Boys will be joining us. If not, it might be a short night. Can we switch gears to the men's basketball team portal recruiting updates? What can you tell us, Drew?
Yeah, so it's been kind of weird. Obviously, I think last Sunday we all in Big Blue Nation expected that Rob Wright was going to be our PG1, and that slipped out of our hands pretty fast. Obviously, returned to BYU. I think the staff did a pretty good job of pivoting pretty fast. Landed commitments from Zoom Diallo and Alex Wilkins. Zoom's a really good player, big size for a point guard, downhill guy. His game really reminds me of kind of a point guard version of Otega Owe. I think is a pretty good comparison, really good out of the pick and roll. But really talent is a huge thing with him, former McDonald's All-American. So, he's got a lot of room to grow in. He's obviously not a perfect player, but he's also a very productive player with what he does. I think it's, a big time pickup, hopefully. And then Alex Wilkins was another one that I think the staff was really high on and was aggressive on. And I think they thought they were close to the finishing table. Then it seemed like things might go a different direction. And then ultimately Mark Pope and staff closes him down. He's another really talented player. He was very really knew of last year going into Furman. And, he's got great size, great player, who just bursted onto the scene at Furman. I don't know if the Furman coaches even had a lot of expectations for him. And then early in their offseason stuff last year, they were like, holy cow, this kid's probably our best player. Only was a freshman this past year, 6'5", combo guard. Really a lot to like, a lot of talent, a lot of size, both kind of point guards. My only kind of worry with them is just, they're both heavy pick and roll point guards. They're both very efficient and effective out of the pick and roll. It's just not what we necessarily expect from a Mark Pope offense, but maybe we saw it last year. Denzel Aberdeen operated a ton out of the pick and roll. So maybe, Kentucky's going to be again out of, heavy pick and roll with Malachi as the big, potentially another 4 guy. So I think those are 2 huge commitments, probably looking at the starting backcourt. And then we'll see from there. I don't think anything new with Tyron Stokes as much as we all wish. If you got the chance to watch on Friday at the Jordan Brand Classic game, he was pretty darn special. I think he finished with 29 points, 8 or 9 rebounds, and 4 or 5 assists, 1 MVP. He was the best player on the floor the entire night, and he almost didn't even play because I think he's still dealing with a little bit of a back injury, but shouldn't be anything crazy. And then, I think the big one that we're kind of monitoring now is Donnie Freeman, the Syracuse transfer. Very talented player, very good player, but I think there's also a lot of, Pope's going to have to do a really good job with Donnie of taking his talent, but also kind of reeling him in and getting the best out of him. He's He likes to take a lot of long twos, which is not the necessarily modern style of basketball. It's threes or layups. But he's a talented player. He can shoot it from the outside, not as efficient, but he has a good shot. He can make them. He's got good passing instincts as well. He's very versatile, athletic, switchable guy. So we'll see by him. They were recruiting Sebastian Ranchik. He obviously committed today to Florida State, so he's off the board. And then they're continuing to monitor depth pieces, potentially other guys as well. So I think that's kind of the update of where we're at. I think we're on Donnie Freeman, potentially commitment watch, but there's a lot of weird things behind the scenes with his recruitment between his agent and just all kinds of things. So I'm kind of losing confidence slowly by what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing, but you never know. I mean, deals can be done really fast and, you just don't know, but there's not a whole lot of optimism like the last 12 to 24 hours in the Donnie Freeman recruitment, but it's also the portal era. It could be negotiation tactics going on behind the scenes that we don't know about to get more money or other things. So yeah, we'll just have to see how that plays out.
It's kind of, we know what the school here in Louisville has done so far in the portal, which is pretty impressive. I mean, clearly they're spending some money because what they supposedly are paying a couple of the guys. I mean, I've heard anywhere from Drew, you can confirm or deny, between 5 and 7 million for 2 guys.
Yeah.
But TB, when I look at, I don't mean to be the party pooper here, but when I look at what we have and what's left to be filled and what's out there, I'm not dazzled, man. I'm not feeling it. I have a genuine concern that with this roster, these current players and what we potentially could get from the portal, TB, the third 3-year rule it's the TB. Well, it's not, but on our show, it's the TB 3-year. This is not the team that's going to get him a Final Four based on how all of our other coaches have done.
Well, and the thing is, I get a lot of pushback on my 3-year rule. I was on with Dick Gabriel this week on his show talking, and as you said, Louisville has filled out their roster, and we got to tip our hat. Yeah. So my thing is, people can get mad at me if they want to, but as Kentucky fans, the last thing you want is to get lapped by Louisville.
Yes. What are you saying, Davo? Help me out.
So
I sent you a message already.
Gotcha. Okay.
But, if the Louisville team is better this year and they win 2 straight in the series and we're looking at losing to Louisville for the first time ever 3 years in a row, people with bigger pocketbooks than me are going to be having some questions. So
I think they already
need to get this together.
And I think they already are having.
You think they're what?
I think they already are having a lot of questions. People with the deep pocketbooks.
Yeah, and that's just the way it goes. People can get mad all they want to, but again, not to rehash it, but 85 years of Kentucky basketball. By year 3, we know what we have.
Yeah,
that's period. Absolutely. And that goes back to Adolph Rupp in 1932.
Do you guys think it's fair to say that at this point last year, whenever the transfer portal recruits started coming in and commitment, they kind of hit, boom, boom, boom. Fugger was putting everything out, booms everywhere, right? But this time they're kind of coming in at a slower rate, but the player quality, what we believe this year is, better and more substantial. And what we're looking at. So do you think that's what Pope's doing, is really taking his time and not just getting whatever?
But see, to be honest with you, part of me is are they better? We got to remember, Jalen Lowe was a very sought after player in the, as a point guard, 2 years. I know he wasn't the most efficient, but he was damn productive as a point guard. Denzel Aberdeen, he actually wasn't as productive, but when you look at his per numbers from, if you added minutes to him and, per 40 numbers or whatever, he was very productive player. You got Otega Owe back. There was a lot of buzz about Mo Diabate and Yelovich. You had the Jaden Quaintance thing turned out to be a bad take, obviously, with the injury. I'm sitting here right now, and I put a tweet about it the other day, and there was a lot of people that agree with me and a lot of people that didn't agree disagree with me. And, I just think the reality of Kentucky basketball right now is like, we have expectations as wins and losses. We also have expectations with what the roster looks like. Coach Pope has in 3 recruiting cycles as of right now has coached 1 McDonald's All-American, and that was Malachi Marino. We talk about it as well with how important continuity is. Kentucky has about 0 continuity for next year other than really Malachi and Cam Williams. And I don't even know if we're necessarily upgrading at the spots. Like, guys are just out the door, and then we have new guys coming in. Now, it's hard to say because we haven't seen it on the court of what that might turn out to be. But like, I'll just be honest, from where we're at and the Donnie Freeman recruitment, yeah, it's a good pickup. But everybody, like, Donnie Freeman's not going to come in here and save Kentucky basketball. He's been a part of losing basketball for 2 years at Syracuse, and as productive as a player as he is, it's not like he's going out there and averaging 25 points per game and 15 rebounds. Like, it's just not. In my head, like, if Mark Pope does not get Tyron Stokes, it's really going to be hard for me to be sold on another year, because we have seen this over and over again. We just witnessed the best freshman class of all time in college basketball. Kentucky had 0 of them.
I don't know if they even sniffed any of those.
None. And we continue to get to the end of the negotiation table and it falls through. It happens with freshmen. And then people can say, well, Rob Wright wanted to play more money. That's on Pope. Pope has to realize he has to do his due diligence when getting into recruitment. I'm not putting myself in a spot that I'm going to be used as leverage. That is a coaching mistake. That's a front office mistake. Those decisions, those things have to be vetted. You cannot put yourself in that situation. And we're to the same point as we were last year. Kentucky misses on their top guys in the portal. They're late to the party for their second guys that are already committed, or they're late in the process. And now we're stuck on recruiting our third tier guys, our third option guys. And it's going to be another year of that potentially. And it's hard for me to get sold on it and think that we can have the Final Four expectations or national championship expectations.
This is not so far anywhere near a Final Four roster.
We can be a good team. We can win 22, 23, 24 games, but we're not going to be competing to cut the nets down or to win the SEC. You look at other teams in the SEC. Texas has done a great job. Missouri's done a great job in their roster. So many other teams in the SEC, and Kentucky City here was still probably 3 to 4 rotational spots that have to be added, and there's not enough of that high-end talent out there.
No.
Well, and the thing is, too, every coach, when I talk about that 3 years, finds their guy. Joe B. Hall had Kevin Greavy, who was SEC Player of the Year as a sophomore, Joe B.'s first year, right? Mm-hmm. Eddie Sutton had Rex, right? Yeah. By year 2, we've got Jamal Mashburn for Pitino, right? Tubby eventually, I know, didn't get back to the Final Four, but you get a Tayshaun Prince, right? And then, Cal shows up with John Wall. You need one guy. You need one elite guy to buy into what you're doing. That's what's missing. That's what Drew is saying, is you need one of these elite guys. And I've seen clips, I've shared clips of, Jamal Mashburn's recruitment was basically, hey, I knew he coached the Knicks and I wanted to play as a freshman. And then Pitino was like, come on down, right? Yep. So you need that one guy, and the constant missing out on these top guys, I'll wrap this up with this. Like, I'm a Lakers guy, right? What the Lakers do is, their philosophy is, give us 2 of the best players in the league and we will figure everything out. That's the get down, right? So after Magic Johnson retired, it was just a bunch of young, really good players. That's not what sells to the fan. No. With Kentucky fans, we need a dude. Again, 80 years of basketball, we have a dude. Having a bunch of really good role players just doesn't work for how we like to do things.
No.
My thing is, like, I just see, I'm getting this sense of, like, I already see the writing on the wall of, like, we're just going to be in the same spot as we were in last year. We win some big games because we're going to have, Kentucky's going to have a good team. I'm not saying they're not going to have a good team. It's just, like, what are we doing if we just want to be a good team? Like, this is Kentucky still at the end of the day. Like, Kentucky is built on making Final Fours, winning the SEC, competing for a national championship. And, I had a lot of optimism and a lot of confidence in Mark Pope going into the offseason. And I thought he had a clear vision of, we have to upgrade on talent. We got to go get dudes. Well, where are those dudes at? And we've already ran out of time to get those dudes from the transfer portal. Now you're solely relied on getting Tyron Stokes. He is the only dude that is still left available that you were in a position to get that could legitimately bring in the dude, stereotype to him. Obviously, but also like maybe somebody that we don't know about, or Zoom or Malachi or Alex Wilkins can be that dude, but you can't sell on that. Like that stuff happens naturally. You got to have somebody that is your dude that you can sell to the fan base, that you can have confidence in, etc.
We got one of the Banner boys joining
What's
us.
up?
What up?
How y'all doing?
Man, what's going on? We're doing good.
Yeah, I know the news wasn't as good earlier, but it's still, you don't know anything officially.
We're obviously talking deep, going heavy with the basketball recruiting, and we're just saying right now we're not. I'll speak for me, or maybe I'll speak for the rest of the guys. We're not dazzled right now.
Yeah.
We're very concerned with the 8 guys that are currently on the roster. Well, counting the Zoom and Alex Wilkins, so the 8. And what's left out there is. Is it enough to take us over the hump? And I'm here in Louisville, Kentucky, and we watch what Louisville's doing. They are going to be. That's the it's a comparison we can't avoid. And if they're outdoing us, which right now in the portal they have, and what do they? How many they beat us? What last year? They didn't beat us the year before. They got one. Yeah, let's get your take. Welcome. Well, let's get the backstory with the Kentucky Banner boys. Give us
yeah. So actually 2 of my friends, Gabe and Theo, they were just hanging out one morning, and they're like, it was Saturday, and they're like, we should put up a banner that's like, come home Stokes. And they're kind of like, nah, whatever, it'd be funny, yada yada. And then the next day they're like, are we really doing this? And they were like, screw it, we got nothing else to do, let's go do it. And so then they went to the store, they got the materials, they went a couple places and couldn't find sheets. And so then I went and got the sheets and brought it over there, and within 5 minutes it was ready, and we put it up. And then somebody posted it on social media, and it kind of like got a little view, like got some views, and we were like, oh wow, we could actually turn this into something. And then we just kept doing it, and it's been fun, it's been a good time.
Yeah, you guys blew up. Like I was like, damn,
I know, it was crazy. We didn't expect that at all. It just kept coming.
You made a Twitter profile and it had like 100, and then like next time I check, you like damn near 3. I'm like, okay, that's the power of the Big Blue Nation right there.
I know, it was awesome. We went to bed with like 200 and something followers, and we woke up with like 1.3, and we were like, whoa.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, to be honest, was there a bunch of frat boys the next morning that woke up and like, where the hell are my sheets?
Yeah, no, it was just, everybody was just excited. Like
they woke up and they're shivering because they have no covers, and then
yeah.
Well, no, he did say that at least they were clean new sheets.
Yeah, we went and bought them every time. They were new, and they didn't come in just straight sheets. We had to get the whole package with pillow covers and everything.
Oh, damn. We got 1 check mark so far. We got 2 more.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get a check mark tomorrow.
Yeah.
So what is tomorrow? What's or you just make a general statement?
General.
Was there
I'm just hoping at this point.
Oh, I hope. Yeah. Well, that's alarming too. We're Kentucky, and we use the word hope. I mean, that's
hope and hope.
Oh my God. This is where, I've said this on previous shows, and I kind of got some pushback, but I'm going to stay with it. In this decade, in 2020 till now, maybe before 2020, what have we done lately? We have not been relevant on the national scene. Yeah, people will watch Kentucky when they're on TV, but, we're just one of the teams. You got UConn, Hurley doing their thing. I know, TV, you're going to push back a little bit. But there's just so many schools that have lapped us. And I know the whole blue blood thing, but it's kind of and this is me talking. It's kind of weak for us to play the blue blood card. Oh, but we're a blue blood, So what? What does that in $2 will get me a McDonald's Coke? It's nothing. A blue blood. I mean, you can argue is UCLA a blue blood now? No. What have they done?
I think historically you're always going to have that label.
Well, if you're gonna go back to the dinosaurs until now, I guess that's the case. But
that is what Elijah said. That's why he wants to go back I
want to go with him too.
But so if we're talking about that, then TB, I mean, you can help me out on this one. Like, so in this era we're in, you feel me right now? Like, what the hell is Pope not, or what is he selling to these recruits? Like, why
is this JMI? Is this?
I mean, hello. I mean, this is where you're at. Like, do you understand what this is? What this means? Like, why is it just not like an automatic? I'm here.
Yeah,
like,
go ahead, TV.
I think we are overselling the Big Blue status going back, 40 years, 80 years. Like, people came to Kentucky because Adolph Rupp was a Hall of Fame coach, and he was putting dudes, they were winning and putting dudes in the league, okay? Like, for us, it's great to say Kentucky, but for most of these guys, it's purely transactional. How do I get to that next step, right? Like, that's the thing. And so what Pope has to figure out is, how do I have a successful team and help these kids get to where they need to go, right? I tweeted during the men's championship game, does Dusty May even know the words to Hail to the Victors? It doesn't matter because he won a championship, right? Like, the stuff that fans get caught up with, a lot of these elite athletes don't have that same thing. Like I've talked about before, Pat Riley coming from upstate New York to play for Adolph Rupp. Jamal Mashburn coming from New York to play with Pitino. Is it because he liked horses and Lexington is that great of a city? Or was this an opportunity to get where he needed to go? So what Pope has to figure out is, here in the 2020s, how do we set up a program to help the elite of the elite get to where they want to go?
Because part of the problem is with that too, is like Pope's never really coached any NBA guys even before he got here. So like,
who's he put in the league? That's yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, he has nothing to sell really as far as that goes. I mean, yeah, Kobe Brea and Amari Williams were second round draft picks, but it's not like those guys are necessarily killing it in the league either. That's why, like, part of why I say like Tyron Stokes is extremely important. I mean, he's huge for the team next year. Like, he's much needed, but like Pope needs Tyron Stokes as well. Like, he needs a guy to come in as a freshman and, be what we got used to with Coach Cal, a dominating freshman who can have success, can be a top 5 draft pick, go on to have success that you can sell to get the ball rolling for recruits, can be that Derrick Rose of to help Coach Cal. Like, Derrick Rose was the one that really got the ball rolling that we saw transition to Kentucky. Like, Pope doesn't have that either. And then he's not really doing much in terms of team stuff on the basketball court and contributing to winning. So like, why would you want to come here? Other than just to get a huge paycheck? And we're getting the guys that want to sign up for a huge paycheck, but aren't necessarily serious about the legitimate future of their basketball careers.
So it's the coach.
I believe so. Yeah.
Go ahead. Can I ask, what is your first name?
I'm Henry.
Henry. Okay.
Yeah.
What you're seeing, feeling? I mean, y'all putting the sheets up.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm a guy I'm always going to support no matter what, no matter who the coach is. And I do agree that I think Stokes is a guy that Pope needs. Obviously, yeah, he's going to help our team. He's going to make us a lot better. But I think for the program alone, it's just a big get. Like, it shows that we can do it, and it gives us momentum to keep doing it. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, overall, I'm going to support it regardless. I'm always going to be here cheering. I don't know. Yeah. I can't fix it myself, so.
I mean, that's all we can do. You know what I mean? Like, we're always going to do it. I mean, as frustrated as we were at the end of the season, like, I was still screaming at my TV in the second half of the Iowa State game, even though I saw what was coming,
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, man, like, it always makes us sound spoiled, but we deserve better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially with how it's been. But
like, I feel like we get punished enough. I do. I feel that way. So
keep talking.
I agree. I just think, like, I don't know. Stokes is just a big get. And the more recruits that we hear our names going out with, like, none of us know what's true and what's not that's out there. So it honestly really hurts us until we win that. We just need that one big recruitment that we get. Like, he got Brea, and that was huge, but just another one of those to prove that we can keep doing that.
Yeah, my biggest thing is every time we get in the mix recruiting a kid, back when Cal was here, I was like, oh, Cal's recruiting him. It's a done deal. He's a cat. If Cal really wanted him, he's a cat. And now we get in a recruitment, and I'm just like, do we have a chance of actually winning this recruitment? Like, can we actually pull it off?
No kid out of high school is interested in the Kentucky program right now.
Yeah,
that's clear.
Unless you're signed with Nike and there's around $8 million on the table, I guess, and it's only an hour away from where you grew up.
Damn, I was hoping to go to bed in a good mood. I'm not. I don't think I am.
No, but look, we can get it back. Like that's the thing. Is it's going to take people with pocketbooks.
Well, TB, think about it. You know, you get Donnie Freeman in the next couple of days. If you're able to close that, you get Tyron Stokes. Now the ball's rolling. Like now we're cooking. The problem is like I just don't have very much confidence that actually will happen because of what we've seen in the recruiting.
Yeah, it's like, you know, when Cal was coming and he brought John Wall, and Eric Bledsoe was like, "I'll play with him," and DeMarcus Cousins like, "I'll play with him as well." Right? Like you need the one guy, and that's what I think we're all talking about. We're kind of putting our hope in Stokes that he becomes Pope's dude. Like I just talked about, every coach after Rupp had the one guy, right, that really said, "Okay, this coach can get it done." Be it Kevin Greavy, Jamal Mashburn, like the one guy that keep this rolling. So we're hoping that Stokes is that guy.
Yeah. And I'll say this too, like I actually have a lot of confidence in Mark Pope as a basketball coach. You're talking pure basketball, the preparation, the offensive stuff, the adjustments, those things. My biggest worry with Pope is the ability to get the dudes in the building and have the talent, because we've seen him win some big games, and under, you know, the 2 years he's been here, we've actually probably been at a talent disadvantage against the top programs in the country.
Well, let me bring this I'm gonna people in the chat. Thanks for hanging with us. Your comments. I'm gonna bring some of these comments up and let everybody have a take. Let's see. We got Philip saying, "Why not throw a bag at who's that? Mika? Is that
Mika Murinen?"
Go ahead, Drew. You're our translator.
Yeah, Mika Murinen. He's a really talented kid. Kentucky was in on him for a while, but I mean, don't really know. It's kind of faded out. And Momcilovic, we'll see. Obviously, you know, he's in the NBA draft process, projected first rounder. So if he were to pull out, I mean, obviously he could be in play. But Duke and Florida have been the ones that are mostly tied to him. He's going to cost probably $5 million. So if you miss out on Stokes, maybe you can get in the Momcilovic thing. I mean, he'd be a great fit. You know, obviously we saw him at Iowa State last year. He's probably a better collegiate shooter than Kobe Brea was, which is saying something. I mean, he's incredible.
Here's my take real quick, Drew, is that when the portal opened up, you had these high profile players who could command a high dollar. Now, I mean, if I'm out in the portal right now and I'm not as elite, and Kentucky's talking to me, Kentucky's going to overpay for a player right now, or player. Yeah. Clearly, they're going to overpay for, you know, non-elite players. That's it. This is
it's the same recipe that we saw last year. Was what I was talking about. Missed out on the first tier guys, late to the party to the second tier guys, and then you overpay for your third tier guys. And
yes,
the same exact recipe. It might work better than it did last year, but we're just in this. We're almost in the same spot that we were in, unless, you know, you get Donnie Freeman in the next couple of days potentially, and you close on Tyron Stokes. But we'll see.
Henry, you're smiling. You got to.
No, I agree. I think it's just wait and see. You don't know.
Yeah.
So,
Michael, thanks for hanging with us. What if Pope loses to Louisville but wins the SEC or SEC tournament? Would that save his job?
I hate hypothetical questions like that.
Yeah.
But all right, play along, because it's year 3. He's got to.
What does he do in March Madness though? Like
that's what matters to answer that question.
Well, I think even more importantly, it's what he does after the SEC tournament.
What's that, TB?
What do I say?
Yes,
yeah.
I'm saying
you in the Lakers jersey
bigger than me. I think people with pocketbooks bigger than me don't want the potential of losing to Louisville 3 times in a row, because it's never happened. So I think it saves his job, but I think it ups the ante if he loses, you know, the Louisville game this upcoming year.
So will that be 3? I thought we won.
That'd be 2. We were
on the verge of it happening.
Let
me be clear. I think people misunderstand what I'm saying. I understand the Mont Butler team won. What I'm saying is the Mikel Brown Jr. team, Louisville won one. Okay.
Right.
If they lose next year, that's 2 in a row. And then there's going to be the potential of 3 in a row, which has never happened in the history of ever.
Back to, because this will be.
What I'm saying is if he loses 2 in a row, now we're having a conversation. Because the last time Louisville won 2 in a row, we got rid of the coach and brought in Coach Cal and won like 10 of the next 11. That was the response to losing to Louisville 2 times in a row.
So the Collins was going to commit until the NIL JMI contract fell through.
Is that true now?
Is it? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure, but I hate the JMI conversation. Like, if guys wanted to come here, they'll sign the dang contract. If they really wanted to come to Kentucky and the vision that Pope's selling them on, also, like, it's not like Kentucky's any short of money either. The money is there. The opportunity's there. If guys want to come here, they'll sign the contract. And to be honest, I've heard a lot of conflicting things too, that like JMI actually does a pretty good job. It's just that Pope legitimately cannot recruit, but we'll see. I mean, take that with a grain of salt, but I don't think we really know the truth behind the Kentucky recruiting. And it would be nice if we got clarity of like, what is JMI's role? What is Coach Pope's role? We don't really have a clear answer.
What's this Landon Van Meter? Who is U of L's dude if they are doing so well? I'm not sure what is he talking about who they got in the portal? Or, I mean, clearly,
they got some portal guys.
They got the top portal guy, right? Mm-hmm. So 2 of their two. I mean, the top supposedly, and then or two of the top 10, maybe 2 top 10 players. What are you saying, TB? Sorry.
No, I just they had the best player on the court last year. It's potential they could have the best player on the court this coming year. That's all I'm saying. And to someone like the whole make or break thing, Pope can stay here for 10 years. That's fine. We're never going to have an 8-win season with Pope, right? We're not going to bottom out like that. But you're going to look around like Hubert Davis at North Carolina and say, we're winning 20 games. Just this past year, he beat Duke, he beat Kansas, he beat Kentucky. But then it's like, do we want to stay in this purgatory, right? Like, Pope's going to win you 20 games every year, right? It's never
but he's also going to lose double digits.
12.
Right.
12.
So
12 to 14.
So that's the thing. And you might get a 25-5 season or whatever the numbers work out. Like, you might get that, but like North Carolina looked around and like, this is not what we're about, right? It had been a long time since we've seen an elite Carolina team, right? Mm-hmm. And so the powers that be said, we have to pull the plug on this. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to root for all 40 games every year. But what I'm saying is at some point, you've got to say we can't stay in this 22-win purgatory.
Kevin, go up to the Shannon comment.
Yeah, I was going to.
Pretty much simple answer, though. The kids assign their own agent. Some of it.
Let's read it for people who are, because we do an audio version of this too. So Shannon's asking, how do agents work with these kids? Are agents assigned to them in the portal? Do they get their own? I'm assuming the agents get a portion of what they make. Just wondering how it works. Go ahead.
Yeah. So kids, they some of them are through agencies in particular, like real organization companies that work with different things, but every kid has their own agent that does their stuff. I think they make 10 to 20% or some sort. That's really it. I mean, the kids choose their own agents. It's not, they don't get assigned to them, and that's why you see sometimes some boneheaded mistakes. And the things with college agents as well is, I believe, unlike professional, like you have to have some type of certification or something for professional leagues. College, you don't need that. Anybody can represent you in college. And that's why you see a lot of weird business things going on behind the deal, behind closed doors and NIL deals with college athletes.
Ooh. Kevin, can we go down to that next question? I really want to answer before TV lays into them.
All right.
I'm leaning anybody. I'm
Danimal. Who came up with this whole make or break? You talking about this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Make or break for Pope. It was probably TB, because TB is very controversial on the show. And he puts a timeline on all our coaches. It's the TB rule, the TB 3-year rule. He had one bad year, but now it's make or break. Well, I'd argue with. Well, go ahead, Dave. You
okay, so here's my thinking about this. So I know we don't like to bring it up all the time, but Cal's first year, right? Brought in that superstar class, Elite Eight, right? Year one. And somehow or another lost to West Virginia, right? Next year, he had what would be equivalent to what Pope had, a very weird year with injuries. That was a Nerlens Noel year, correct? And then year three, we all know what happened.
Nerlens Noel was after the Anthony Davis.
Oh, okay.
What was year two? What was that?
Cal year two was 29-9. That was the Brandon Knight team. That team only lost one game by double digits all year. For some reason, we have retconned that team was getting blown out. That team lost by 17 in November, 7 January the 8th, and the largest victory after that, or largest deficit, was losing by 4 the beginning of March.
So basically, TB, Cal, year one, Elite Eight. Year two, Final Four. Year three, fucking national championship.
And then year 4.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. That's my bad. I got excited. I was ready to punch something.
Kick your dog.
No.
Henry, people are asking, check us out, Henry. And bottom left guy start. Maybe he came on for just the entertainment.
He just wanted to come on and say something about me, I think.
Do you know who this guy is?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll let you talk. You can talk.
I mean, I agree with everything y'all are saying, though. So I need to go finish up an assignment, so I'm going to give the computer to my buddy. He can answer a couple of questions. He was helping us with it too. So
good luck on the homework.
You can just rotate the guys on here.
That's right here. Good to talk to you all, though.
You too.
Appreciate you, Henry.
How you doing, fellas?
What's the name here?
I'm Luke.
Luke. What is this? I mean, Dave OTB. Do we see a hair pattern going on here? Look at this.
What?
You Drew and Luke get the hair memo.
I can't control that. I have a freaking afro that grows from my head.
I agree.
Well, Luke, what's the vibe like in Lex right now? I mean, is it like nervous energy or like?
I'd say it's becoming more nervous as the days go on. Like the longer it takes for us to get another guy, the longer this whole Freeman thing draws out, the more nervous we get. So, but I mean, our morale's higher than it was a month ago. So
okay, what we got? Yeah. Well, now you're the new left guy on the left, so you have to not just look. You have to answer questions and not appear. So year 2, Final Four. Year 2, that was Cal.
Yeah.
Don't put the last comment on the screen.
No.
Oh yeah, come on.
We're going to. What's this story over here? Donnie Freeman has arthritis in his feet. He wears special shoes.
I don't know if he has arthritis. He's dealt with like feet injuries. I know that. I don't know. He might know more than I do. I don't know if it's arthritis or what it is. But
Freeman wears orthopedic Mamba. All right.
Yeah, please don't put that line. He always comes in. He's different.
Peanut Butter Posse is probably one of our most controversial. But I have to. Well, you all can see it. I don't have to really show it.
Yeah, it's there.
Well, I mean, it was Drew that said the fro.
We're getting no screen time on that one, weirdo.
Well, I said it was on top of my head, not whatever he's talking about.
Now I literally read it. Okay.
Can you ask Luke if they were going to put more banners up? Some of them were falling off.
I mean, we'll put more banners up whenever they need to be up. If there's another guy we're targeting, we'll put one up in 5 minutes within knowing.
How about just anybody with a question mark?
Hey, if we airball on the next couple guys, that's the plan. Yeah. Somebody come home is the next man.
How many like stored sheets do you guys have just ready to go to be hung up really fast, or do you guys got to run to the store every time?
Do we have any stored? we got a few.
I mean, there's Amazon, obviously. Is there a JCPenney's white sale? I know you kids might not even know what that is. TB and I do.
I don't know what that is.
Shut up. All right, so you got the
why can't you be old by yourself? Why you got to pull me into it? Why can't you just be old?
Here's old. Check this out, guys. I'm not the biggest birthday guy, but I do have a birthday coming up Thursday, and it has slapped me in the face because this birthday will be the last year before I turn 60. So 59. I'm kind of feeling it. I don't know. Stop laughing, Drew.
That's a blessing, man. That's
Drew's
awesome.
like, you're older than my dad.
No, I'm
you're the
laughing at
same age as my grandpa.
I'm laughing at the last comment that the peanut butter dude made.
He said, all right, so let's see. All right. Oh, we already said that, didn't we? Go ahead. TV, what? You're the closest to my age. You're in your 50s, right? TV? 49? What are you? I don't know. Never mind. I don't give a shit.
I'm 48.
Okay, fuck off.
But
right.
Look, I love Luke and Henry coming on because it reminds me of my college days where it's like I share with my wife like the bed sheet. She's like, "Why are they doing?" I'm like, "Why not?" Like, why? Because that's the perfect thing of college. Is like we're going to do this. It's fun to do, and so I tip my hat to you guys.
Luke, what's your major?
I'm a product design major.
What's the product? What's the product?
Anything. It's a lot like architecture, but rather than buildings, it's like physical products, like say a toaster, a chair, stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Some more chats,
that
guys.
when I was there.
That's a wild variety of stuff.
It's really new, about 5 years old.
There you go. Yeah, I know they didn't have when I was there.
All right. Jordan Williams. Jordan, thank you for the chat. Let's say Freeman flops. Where do we go for the power forward?
True. I genuinely have zero idea. They had the Ranchik kid that he was ready to make a decision. Kentucky didn't want to, take his commitment, I guess is what it seems like. So he committed to Florida State earlier today. So I don't know. I mean, could that be a situation where then they maybe try to get involved in Mika Murinen because his recruitment's been very iffy? It doesn't sound like anybody's really in the lead for that. Kentucky has recruited him previously. So I really have no idea where they could shift to starting power forward. But if they lose Freeman, like I mentioned earlier, I think Freeman's a good player. Pope's gonna have to do a good job of kind of honing him in and getting the best out of him. But if they miss on Freeman, I'm gonna be, and then you miss on Stokes on top of that too, that's when I will really start getting frustrated and negative, I guess, if you want to say about the roster.
Right now, if you're Stokes, TB, I'm gonna ask you. You're Stokes' agent. How much you asking right now for him to sign with Kentucky? I mean, you're potentially breaking the bank.
I mean, you gotta talk 6 to 7, don't you? That would be my thing.
On top of Nike money too.
Wasn't like $2 million from Nike?
Yeah, I think it's number. I don't know exactly, but that's around there probably.
Man, I'm telling you what. If I'm Stokes' agent,
then that's 9 total.
If I'm Stokes' agent and you automatically get 10%, I mean, I'm feeling pretty damn good right now. I don't have to what's what I'm thinking. I'm trying to come up with some stupid analogy. I don't have to settle for the medium-sized jacuzzi. Okay. Yeah. Stokes is going to get me a large, freaking 16-person jacuzzi now because of what he potentially could mean, not get, but mean to Kentucky right now. Are we in desperation mode?
Yes.
I mean, we are. I mean, it's sad to say that word.
What I referenced of last year, we missed out early on the guys we wanted. We're late to the party to the second guys, and here we go. We're desperate, trying to close on some of these options we have, or we're going to pivot to the third option guys, and then the overpay comes, and it's the same recipe as it was last year.
I mean, I hate to say it, God know, but look what Tennessee's doing.
Yeah.
Well, all of our in-state rival, our border rival,
conference teams,
and then you look at a school like Michigan, who in year 2 of their coach, what was his first year? What was his record with? Wasn't it? It wasn't.
They were pretty good. They lost in the round of 32, I believe. Yeah. They were a good basketball team.
But in year 2, really, I mean, from top to bottom, they were the team this season. That was the team that really deserved to win. And
I'm getting it from all sides here, right? Like I'm telling people I work with and see, hey man, Florida is tough. I don't know if y'all can beat Florida. And Iowa, with their tallest player being 6'7", out rebounded Florida, right?
And we never let a minute. Let a second against
For
Florida.
60 minutes.
Right. And Pope is talking about fatigue, and Bennett Sturtz played every minute of every game going to the Elite Eight. Right. I'm talking about, well, injuries, and Iowa State loses their All-American 36 hours before we play, and still boat races Kentucky by 20. So it's not just our neighboring states. It's everybody that seems to be lapping the cats at this point.
Lapping the cats.
But we're going to get it done because we got the use. We got Luke and Henry carrying on the tradition of being great Kentucky students. So there you go.
Their
Hey,
hair.
fellas, I can answer like one more question, then I also have to go do some homework.
We're wrapping up.
Who will be our leading scorer next year? Oh, we're just now hypotheticals, but I don't know. I don't even
want to answer that right now.
No offense. Told y'all, BB.
There's no telling.
Drew, who would be? Just throw a name, just for the sake of the good.
Out of sake of my own personal needs, I'll say Tyron Stokes.
Oh, okay.
I think actually Tyron could legitimately lead Kentucky next year in points, rebounds, assists, and maybe steals.
All right, Luke, thanks for coming on. We'll get
Thank you for having us,
homework. And we will reach out.
You're doing good work.
Yeah.
We're trying.
Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you all.
All right. Have a good night. All right. Okay. Who we got? Snake in the bushes? I don't know.
You had to put that out.
That's why I was laughing.
Okay. Now I get it.
Weirdo.
All right, so our guy, seriously, Dave Baker reposted something about Amen.
That was a fake tweet.
Yeah, was it a fake? All right.
Why wait so late to do homework, man?
Well, that's
I was in school back in the old days. Man, that's the time you get stuff done, is that Sunday night.
Well, they're busy watching us, hanging out with us, because we are the Sunday night thing right now for BBN, and we appreciate everyone hanging and watching with us. And I mean, this is again, we have the most passionate fan base. We love our Kentucky sports, our Kentucky hoops, football. We got some toxicity. Is that the word I'm saying? But for the most part, everyone, our fan base means well. So Kyle says, do we suspect some late entries in portal? We probably touched on, but Drew, answer that for him, please.
Yeah, 100% there will be. There will also be guys that pull their names out of the draft as well, which is not until like four weeks from now, I think, like the late end of May, last week of May. I'm not really going to do the whole suspecting and trying to guess names, but there will be some. So we'll see. Maybe there's some good players that, Kentucky could get in and get late, that can be huge additions.
Get the overseas, overseas.
Yeah. I would say Kentucky probably will bring, I don't know, maybe one overseas player or something like that as well.
I'm rooting for an Asian, just saying. All right. So we're saying we can still flip, right? I'm not sure he didn't sign. Oh, Drew, can I that? Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I can we is this something we answer or not?
No, that's fake. Down. Yeah, that's
all right. Okay. All right. Great. John Mark, do you think Stokes could go to a school like Arkansas? He would fit well with them.
Bro, he could end up in Delaware. We don't know. Like the guy is so secretive. I
don't think Delaware has the money to pay him. But
I also don't see Arkansas either, because they already have like two wings coming in as well with JJ Andrews and
some probably 5-star guys.
Yeah, and they also already have Jordan Smith Jr., who's a top 3 player in the class too. So I don't think he would go to Arkansas. But if you're talking like a potential like Michigan or Florida or some of these Nike, schools, like, not that they're in the mix right now, but all it takes is one phone call, and you never know if he really doesn't want to go to Kentucky or Oregon or Kansas, I guess.
Drew, somebody brought up earlier that Stokes played with Johnson in the under 18.
The USA.
And Oregon was one of the schools that, that was recruiting Stokes. So, I mean, you know what I mean? And we know that Nike money out there in Oregon.
Yeah. But he also played high school ball with Zoom Diallo too. So.
Okay. Danimal, do you think leaking the 22 million number ruined all the leverage he had?
I don't know about leverage. I think it just was a bad look towards the program in a lot of different areas.
You're talking about last year?
Yeah.
Okay. Because the number supposedly is about that this year, right? Supposedly.
Well, I guess we'll have to see what the roster looks like finish wise.
But wasn't there reports though know that there was other schools that actually spent more.
So that was money spent on entire basketball operations, not just roster. So like that could be plane flights. I don't know what all goes into that money.
Steak dinners at Jeff Ruby's.
Yeah, something like that potentially. I think it's fair to say Kentucky definitely had the most expensive roster last year.
Fair or foul on this one, Drew? Let's give. You're going to say the name.
Milan Momcilovic from Iowa State.
$6 million. $6 million.
We might need to in a couple weeks if Kentucky can't get some guys on the roster, but that's also a lot. He's a great player, but he's also heavily just a 3-point shooter and a post fade guy. So paying $6 million for that would be a little crazy, but we might need to. I would pay him 4 to 5 though.
But as this plays out, his
number is going to go up.
Yeah,
because he's a projected first-round draft pick right now, so it's going to take money like that to get him out.
I don't get why they want to use the brand to recruit, but don't want to pay a premium. It's a job. UK is harder to do than, say, Florida State. Players are demanding more money, and rightfully so. Yes, that's the answer is yes.
Taking advantage of what's out there.
I mean, we're going to crap on these players for making this money and NIL and all this kind of stuff. I've said it before. I'll say it again. You didn't say anything when CBS decided to pay the NCAA $2.4 billion to broadcast the tournament, when ESPN pays these conferences hundreds of millions of dollars. We didn't say anything when coaches made tens of millions of dollars. So now we get a roster with 12 guys getting $22 million. Now it's like, this is not the sport I love. That ship sailed a long time ago. That ship sailed because Oregon, UCLA, and Rutgers are in the same conference. That ship sailed because Stanford and Cal Berkeley are in the ACC.
No.
So, we're going to be like, oh, these players, everybody else is getting paid. Everybody else is getting paid. And like I shared this week, and I got a lot of pushback over the last 15 years, teams have paid out close to $1 billion in dead contracts to coaches not to coach anymore. If the system can support $1 billion total, like $60 million a year for coaches not to coach, the system can support a shooting guard making $5 million.
Right. I mean, which likely will be overpaying them, but it is what it is. I mean, yeah.
It's not overpaying. You are worth whatever someone is willing to pay you. Mm-hmm. If you are flipping burgers at McDonald's and you're the best burger flipper, and then Wendy's comes and says, hey, we noticed you flip burgers really well, we'll pay you $100,000 to come flip burgers. You are worth whatever someone pays you. Like, that's capitalism. We love it, except when it comes to the athletes, right? We all know about how much LeBron makes, how much Steph makes. Do you know the evaluation of the Golden State Warriors since Steph started playing? They went from $1 billion to 4-point-something billion.
Yeah.
And Steph made $250 million.
Yep.
Like, we look at the athletes. How much money is the SEC bringing in? Enough to pay every school $50 million.
Mm-hmm.
What do we do it?
Yeah. But I tell you what, speaking of the SEC, they are slowly falling behind, because what the Big Ten has done, I'm digressing here a little bit, men's national championship basketball, women's national champion. So it was women's UCLA. They're bringing schools in, from a crazy geographic, but nonetheless, IU football. Ugh. I mean, SEC is still bogged down in the South. All right. So we're going to wind this down. I do want to get some comments in, and appreciate everyone hanging with us, and I'll share these comments and we'll get out of here. Drip Van Winkle, very original name. The fact that UK is relying on a BYU video coordinator to build our roster is the most pulp thing ever. Drew, you get first stab at that.
Yeah, I can't really hate or disagree, I guess, on what he's saying, but I guess we'll see how this thing plays out. I mean, he should have been hired in November, December. Mm-hmm. Instead, he was hired 2 weeks before the portal opens, and we just act like everything was going to go smoothly. That's not a recipe for success. And Coach Post made a lot of decisions in the 2 years he's been here that just kind of mind-boggling. But what do I know? He's the head basketball coach at Kentucky, and I'm just a podcaster, I guess.
But Pope clearly is getting the benefit of the doubt because he's a former UK player, a captain of the national championship team. Okay, whatever. But I mean, it's
no. He is because of that title, because of what he did. Can't take that away from him. But at the end of the day, he's the man in charge of the mecca of college basketball. I don't give a damn what he did in his past. I appreciate it. Thank you. You'll get your flowers like every other coach. Thank you. But he knows that this is this is make or break year. He knows this. And at the end of the day, whatever decision he makes, he has to sit on it. You know what I'm saying? He ain't spinning on it yet, but he has to sit on it at this point. So he's got to figure something out, man. The patience had wore way past thin, and he's got to get these dogs in here, and he's got to win. If not, it's time to go. I've said it over and over again, and I'm still going to stand on that.
Yeah, but what dogs are out there to get in here?
That's his job to figure out.
That's fair. All right. Someone was touching on the fact why they wait so late to do homework. It's late Sunday night. What are they doing? They're kids.
It's early if you're in college. I know, way back when I was using my Stone tablets. I was waiting to the last minute. That's how I got through.
And when I was in school doing math, I was using this thing called an abacus where I would, all right, that fell.
Yeah, they don't even know what an abacus is, man.
Yeah, no, they don't even know. Jordan, unless something crazy happens, this just feels like the beginning of the end. I mean, it kind of sounds like we've been doom and gloom with our basketball talk here, but I mean, it's just facts right now.
What is there to celebrate?
And there's a chance it could break, right? Like that's why we're all here at sports. There's a chance it could break, right?
Well, I think Dumb and Dumber, there is a chance.
There's a slim. It's not. I wouldn't even say it's a slim chance, right? You get Stokes, things turn, right? Like that's what it takes. That's what we want. That's what we want to see. That's why we're here. I think part of it is because the Cal era ended not great, and so Pope waded into it. But that's the job, right? Like every coach that's come to coach Kentucky has had, yes, it's the job, but they've also had a burden. Like, again, Joe B. Hall had to take over for Rupp, whose name's on the fucking building, right?
Right. Yep.
Patino had to come in and clean up probation map. I remember the Kentucky Shame SI cover story, right?
I do too.
A lot of people forget that when Coach Cal took over, it was another 5-year Sweet 16 drought, right?
True. Yep.
Like every coach wades into it. It's up to you to figure out how to get out of it. That's the job.
Yeah. We're reading for age. I'm reading for age because I'm aged. So we got Florida, not Nike anymore.
Well, it's still Jordan. It's pretty much the same thing.
Guys, Tam, it's just unbelievable we're in a situation again. I'm so tired about this. We feel misery loves company. Thanks for hanging with us on the Sunday night. Reach out to Tyler because we just reached out to Tyler and are seen as the.
He's not in the portal. He's not in the portal.
Who is this, Tyler? I mean, I admit I don't know who this is. Who is Tyler?
Is it Vanderbilt?
He's
yes, yeah, he is. Okay, now I know. Okay. Yep. Okay.
I think he's also graduated too.
Thank you so much for screwing up this whole thing. It's a different age. It's a different age. Jimmy Jam from the Loyal BBN Fan Show. Thanks, Jimmy. How you guys doing tonight? We're wrapping up. Come and hang with us one night, brother. Trenton Noah will be flipping Bryce.
He's gonna have to be playing a lot of minutes the way that this
right now,
hopefully he don't get fatigued.
Jimmy Engler, first time watching the show, thanks. And he subscribed. Oh, we always appreciate that. Thank you so much. People, that's another thing. I keep forgetting this shit. People watching us, please give us a like, a thumbs up on the show. Follow us on our social media. All the guys here, we appreciate it. We are, I don't want to sound like cocky or arrogant, but we are kind of the BBN show on a Sunday night, winding down. Yeah. And, if anybody's doing shots with us on a Sunday night, you're all going to wake up hungover on Monday morning. All right. So we are wrapping this up. 90 plus minute show. Let's do this. This is where people watching final shots. Everyone gets a final take, sport or non-sport. The young one, the kiddo, Drew, what you got? Final shot, bud.
I'm going to use my final shot to answer this last comment that was on there. This is a bad place to try to find yourself as a coach. I completely agree. I've said it when Coach Pope was hired. He probably was underqualified for the job. You hope that maybe he could just make things work, and it's not necessarily. I mean, it's working some, but it's not necessarily working the way we want it to. So we'll see. I'll use my final shot just to say, you know, I'm a Kentucky fan like everybody else. I hope the Cats do great. Like I'm the biggest Kentucky fan in the world. You can ask anybody around me. I eat, sleep, breathe, drink, everything Kentucky basketball. So like, I hope that this works. I hope Coach
There's
Pope
8 billion people on this planet. You mean you're the most?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll put myself up there. We'll fight for it.
Fight.
But like, you know, we just got to wait and see what happens. I mean, this portal, it hasn't gone the way that I hoped or expected it to go, but it doesn't mean that Kentucky still can't get the results that they want, find the players, go win some ball games, go compete for championships. So we'll see. Close the deal on some guys.
Real quick, I hate to interrupt. Is this true what Goodman has said?
That's not the rage bait, man. I get so tired of Goodman, man.
Yeah, I also like. Why wouldn't you want to play with Stokes though? Like at the same time, like
you'll answer those recruiting quests for us, portal questions.
I hate him.
All right, Dave-O, final shot.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to say. Say a prayer for me. I got a big high school prom on Friday, and then I got a gigantic wedding on Saturday.
We're saying prayers for you because you got a DJ prom Friday and
Have you ever got a chance to be in a room full of
get that swag surf on
high school kids? I don't even think they're even going to have the attention span of 3 seconds to get that done. But yeah, it's gonna be a wild weekend. So yeah, think about me, please.
Jimmy, reach out to me. We'll collaborate. All right.
Will you stop, collaborate, and listen?
Because TV's here for his final shot rendition. Go ahead.
I got the ice. Yeah, there you go. I got the Vanilla Ice reference. Good job, TV.
Yeah, we did.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
My final shot is just enjoy things. My youngest went to her junior prom this year on Friday. And man, I don't feel old enough for that to happen, but just enjoy and take care of yourself. That's my 2 cents. I had my colonoscopy a couple of weeks ago. I'm taking my medications for my diabetes.
Is there a video of that, by the way, Tim?
They give you a picture when they're done. Like, I really don't know what to do with this.
If there's no picture to share, then it never happened.
Well, at any rate,
Terry, we believe
no. Yeah. So, take care of yourselves and enjoy. I know, we kind of gripe a little bit, but life is a whole lot bigger than even the sports that we cover. So hug your people, love your people. That's my Springer moment. I'm throwing that way back to the 90s today.
My final shot, I try to get one in every now and then. Drew, last night you were on with Kyle, their show. It was not just Kentucky, but you all were like doing WrestleMania watch.
Yeah, I'm not a wrestling guy, so I couldn't butt in much. But Rando, he was doing his work talking about wrestling, and I was just
trash.
We were on there for 3 hours again, which was fun. So
I'm a pro wrestler. I've been a pro wrestling fan since I was a kid. And WWE was the only game in town for so many years because WCW got bought by WWE. I'm part of, I know how the whole thing worked. But last night, WrestleMania, it was a 2-night. So WrestleMania is going on right now, second night 2. But last night, WrestleMania, this is where WrestleMania, there was 82, there was 3, it was almost a 3-hour show, but there was only 82 minutes of wrestling. There was so much more advertising and just so nonsense. I'm telling you what, I hate to be a freaking mark, but I stopped watching WWE in 2018 because it was just shit. And then there was, for you wrestling fans out there, and I know there's a few, in 2019, Cody Rhodes, Young Bucks did a show at Chicago, an independent show that sold out in 30 minutes. And that propelled AEW to basically launched in 2019, which is really the kind of the competitor to WWE. I know you WWE fans are like, no, they're not competition, but WWE had a 50-year head start. WWE sucks, right? Just saying.
It's a better
and I'm sure
it's a better production than AEW.
It is better because they got they got the money. They got this whole, but you know what? Tony Khan, who is the owner of AEW, co-owner of Jacksonville Jaguars, they're billionaires. They're getting this, and they got a big contract with WDB or Warner Brothers. Anyways, that's my wrestling. I love talking wrestling. So people want to.
What you gonna do, brother Kevin Hale? What you gonna do, brother?
You got the yellow. You don't have the red, but you got the yellow.
When I meet you in the squared circle, brother, and I lift you up in front of 50,000 TB maniacs, and I slam you down to the squared circle, brother, what are you going to do?
What I'm going to do is sign us out on this Sunday night.
We got to that 19th. Point where we're cutting promos now.
Yeah, we're cut. You know what? I guarantee TV can cut a promo. All right. So again, great stuff. We had Elijah Davo. That was awesome. Now,
yeah, he said he wants to come back on again in the future. So we'll
get it. You know what? We'll challenge him. He'll bring on his buddies with him. The rest of the D line and all that stuff. And so it was awesome to introduce a new segment, and we've got potentially some recruits coming on. Round of Shots again. Welcome Drew. Drew is the official fourth guy of Round of Shots. My budget, I can't expand anymore. We're the four horsemen. Four horsemen.
The apocalypse, brother.
The four horsemen of pro wrestling, the apocalypse.
The wrestling references just keep going. Yeah, we get it.
So, Drew, welcome. You have, you do
talk about hard times, brother.
It is. All right, for Drew TB, he's gonna look at. All right, Drew, TB, Davo, Kevo signing off on this Sunday night. Thanks for everyone hanging with us. We'll be back next Sunday talking Kentucky sports. Have a good night. Have a good week. Peace out. Go Cat Night.
See you guys
later. Have a good night.
Good night. Thanks for joining us on another episode of the Bleed Blue Network podcast. We hope you enjoyed diving deep into the world of Kentucky sports with us. Don't forget to stay connected by following us on Twitter at BleedBNation. Your feedback means the world to us. So take a moment to leave a review. Not only does it help us improve, but it also helps others discover the show. Until next time, keep cheering, keep listening, and keep bleeding blue.